This is going to be a different kind of talk, but still kind of translates to health, and another word that is a part of our life, that is inevitable, that is day in, day out. I won't say makes us, defines us, runs our life, but to an extent, for a lot of people it does, and that's wealth. That is finances. That is maybe a business. That is maybe your work week. Maybe that is your work day. All those hours, time for money, financial freedom, so many of these terms that we hear so much. And, for me, it's just, I'll kind of touch in my personal story. Then I have an exercise actually. If you're on this or if you watch the replay, you can do this, and it's really kind of eye-opening when you do this little exercise. It's simple. So if you got a pen and paper, grab one right now. And again, we'll start. I think we got a few more people. They just said they're coming on. We'll start in a second. But how's everybody Monday going? Anybody have something cool they learned today? Did they open the door for somebody? Did they secure a new deal? Anything got going on? Anything? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But yeah. So again, this is awesome that you guys are joining. Large coffee spilled all over on the street. Wasn't even mad. Ain't nothing to get mad about. It's just what it is. It happens. On to the next. But good point, because a lot of people, that snowball effect, all of a sudden now they're pissed off. They're like calling themselves clumsy. They're lowering their frequency, lowering their vibe. Next thing you know, now they're in traffic. Now they're late. Now, yeah, oh my gosh. But I love it. Thanks for sharing that. Anyways, let's get to it. So welcome. I do these lives, try to do these once a week. So many different topics. I've been more so focused on the health aspects, the hydration, the detoxing, just with my story and my father and my past year and my family going through cancer and just kind of understanding all that. But like I mentioned, there's a whole nother side of it. And there's a side of, what's your lifestyle? What's your daily habits? What are the hours? What are you doing with your day? What are ways to optimize 24 hours in a day? How many hours are in a week? How many people even know that? If you know how many hours in a week right now, the next 10 seconds, write it down there without looking it up. Hey, that's the first thing. Be aware. Being aware of how much time you even have in a week for business, for working out, for self-development, for networking, for, having a social life, for doing all these things that sometimes we get so scattered. So, again, I just offer my opinion, my perspectives based on stuff I've looked up, researched. I don't recommend always every single thing. I'm not here to give advice. I'm just here to share with you guys and let you guys in on kind of what's been working for me and what dots I've been connecting. So my story, long story short, I've been a basketball player my whole life, and I played up until about 25 years old. And after that, you have to kind of figure out what you're doing post-athlete. And maybe it's someone who's transitioning from being a banker to wanting to be a chef. You go from one thing to another, and that segue is it's tricky because some people are fearful of change. And for me, I had to figure out, kind of take the entrepreneurial route of, okay, I can't do the whole thing of being told what to do, when to go, where to go, can't sit at a desk all day, yada, yada, because I tried that for 10 months and it just didn't resonate with me. And by the 10th month, I woke up and I wasn't all in, and I couldn't do that to myself, especially at that age. So finding something that works for me was huge. And I found a few things, but again, I had a lot of failures. I had a lot of successes, but I was kind of up and down. I was never really consistent, and it allowed me to grow. And now coming up on, my 30-year birthday next month, I've learned a lot, especially in my 20s and, my 25 to 30 years old, just going through so much. And a big thing that hit me was the word time, right? It's something that, and you guys all know this, that you can't pay for it. You can't create it. It's like, it's just literally like that sand dial that you flip over and it just keeps going. You can't stop it. And those little sands keep piling up. And next thing you know, time runs out. And I'm not saying on life, but maybe on an opportunity, maybe on a relationship, maybe in a income stream, maybe on a job. Things end and things run out. But how can you create more time? And like I said, not even before that, are you aware of the time you have? And so those of you on right now, if you want, I've done this with a few of my people that I work with that are on my team, and it's really benefited them, because I asked one of my buddies, I said, how are your weeks? And he said, oh, good, they're great. And I said, well, no, I mean, you got them down detailed to the T. What do you mean? And he would say, yeah, I got my day-to-day schedule memorized. I know where I'm supposed to be and what time and whatnot. I said, how much extra time do you have? And he said, what do you mean extra time? And we don't realize how much available hours in a week we have until we write it down on paper. So what you can do on a piece of paper, you're going to write 168 at the top. Okay, this is the number of hours you have in a week. 168 hours a week. Now, say you're working a 9 to 5 job. You're 5 days a week, 9 to 5. So roughly, and again, everybody's different, but if you're not a 9 to 5, or maybe you're a 12-hour day job, whatever, filling this out. So for 9 to 5 job, put 40 hours below that 168, right? Now, say on average you are exercising maybe once a day, 6 days a week max. Again, everybody has different numbers. For me, I would put 6 to 7 hours a week. That's when I'm exercising. What else do? We sleep. My goal is to get at least 7 to 8 hours a night. That's my goal. Some people can only sleep 5. Maybe some people have the ability to sleep 9. Figure out that range. Always give yourself a little bit of a range. So for me, it was 45 to 55 hours of sleep. Again, everything under that 168. Now, what else? Eating, right? Maybe going out to eat, preparing meals, cooking in the week. How long does it take you? For me, maybe 5 to 7 hours max. Not even 5 hours or less. My meals are very quick, simple. I don't go out to eat much anymore, and I just kind of optimize my time. So you're adding those all up. Now, whatever that total is, minus that from 168. And there's other things, and everyone's different. If you have like other weekly events, if you have multiple jobs, if you have kids, these are just a few ideas on how to kind of figure out how much time a week do I have left to do something. And you'd be surprised. And when I did this with my buddy, he's very on the go. He's busy. He's got a lot going on. But we realized he had almost 60 hours a week of extra time that he could use developing himself, starting a new business, creating multiple income streams, listening to podcasts, starting his own podcast, starting your YouTube channel, maybe creating your personal brand, maybe starting a new social media campaign for yourself. There's so many things, maybe trying a new diet, maybe trying a new workout. We realize how much time we have until we put it on paper, because this mind, sometimes it's hard to figure out because there's so much going on. So 168 hours, tally up all the hours you do, the fixed week after week after week, minus that, and see what you got left, right? Now, to create a schedule. I like doing this, and I like to have my planner with me all the time. And I recommend anybody whether you are an entrepreneur, maybe you're a business person, a teacher, whatever. I used to try to just freestyle and flow, and yes, it's easy, but it doesn't hold you accountable. And so I got one of these planners, and this was my March. It looked kind of a mess, but every single day I know when I had trainings, I know when I had calls, I know when I had meetings, I know when I had extra time, and all these different things. And so having a schedule that almost to the point, the more detailed you can get and the more you can master each single hour, the better. Some successful people like Warren Buffett, he would just spend at least 5 hours a day reading. I'm right up there, maybe at 2-3 hours or more reading, learning, podcasts, and all these things that you can apply to life. So understanding and creating your schedule. Now, back to the 168 hours. So you add all those up. Whatever is left, those are the hours. I call those, if you're someone who is into optimizing that, and for example, something that I'll touch on tonight is starting a new business. Starting a new business that you can do from home, that you can do from your computer, that you can do helping people, that you can do sharing with people, that you can do as a team and not just all by yourself. Those are all things you can possibly do. And so let's use that for example. Now, whatever hours are left, that's your IPAs. And most of you are like, wow, beer, IPA, No, not that IPA. Income producing activities. Write that down. Whatever hours are left in that 168 hours, maybe you have 30 left, or 20, or 60, like my buddy. Those can be income producing activities. Now, under your IPAs, write 5 things. 5 things in priority you want to do. Maybe it's read more. Maybe it's start a new business. Maybe it's travel more. Maybe it is learn a new skill. Maybe it's take a new language. There's your 5. Now, are those income producing? Because again, kind of tying on the topic of financial freedom and things like that. Some of them are, right? If I'm reading, I'm not reading and getting paid, but I'm educating myself, I'm gaining a knowledge to then take that and make money, right? So there's all these different things. So what things can you write down, those 5 that are income producing activities that you can do to apply? And now, instead of I don't have enough time, you have plenty of time. It's just where are your priorities? And I think that's a big kind of flip in mindset and thinking for someone who's trying to try to do something different. They're fearful maybe of change, the fear of rejection, the fear of failure, the fear of, thinking differently, the fear of something going against their beliefs. Those things keep people in their kind of their safe comfort zone, right? Now, so you have the hours in your day or your week, you have whatever hours are left. Now, how can you optimize those hours left to create maybe a goal or strive for something you want to try? And for me, that became my business. Not just my business, I've been a personal trainer, but a business that it's called conscious consumerism. Conscious consumerism. What the heck is that? Well, let me ask you this. What did you spend today? What money did you spend? Did you fill up gas? Did you go get groceries? Did you buy some new clothes? Did you pay for lessons? Where did your money that you worked so hard for, where did it go? Are you paying corporations that take money and use it and inflate prices and exploit certain things around the world and take advantage of systems and don't pay their taxes and are using poisons and chemicals to create your food? Where is your money going, right? It's the conscious consumerism. Now, instead, let's be aware of wherever we're putting our money, we're putting our energy. And where I was doing is I was giving, I was giving money to things that didn't really in return benefit me in the long run. And I was referring people. And that's why another thing called the referral programs, affiliate marketing, profit sharing, something where everyone is winning and in return, everyone is getting back something. Whether that's health, whether that's a business opportunity, whether that's financial income, whether that's a new business promotion, maybe that's a new teaching gig, whatever it might be, that's what you're going to be attracting. So for me, this kind of hit kind of square on the head, and I wanted to be able to share things with people that would help them while at the same time financially took care of myself. Right? So you have health and you have wealth. Health and wealth. Without your health, you can't enjoy your wealth. And some people say, well, without wealth, I can't have health. And that's where I think that notion is a little bit flipped. So we kind of want to stay away from that and don't want to limit yourself in that realm. Can I make a living being myself, helping others and improving my health at the same time? And that's where I'm now stepping into that. Okay, I'm teaching a lot of people about how to maybe eat better or to drink certain water or to make sure they're getting exercise or trying new different modalities of healing and whatnot that worked for me. How does that benefit me? How does that help me financially? Because bills are still going to come, rent is still going to be due, food still needs to be bought, and all these things need to happen. I still need to get from A to B in my car, so I got to buy gas. But how can I be able to get that in return? And one good way to do that, just to start, is start creating your own brand. And that's something that I'm starting to do more and more, is just kind of not with a Nike sign and you have to be a multi-billion-dollar name, but just something that it resonates with you. If I'm working at a bank, I'm working for Wells Fargo or I'm working for Chase or Bank of America, but yet I don't build my name. And when you're trying to promote yourself and you're trying to build your resume and trying to share things with people, people buy you and not the product. And I think that's a very good quote. They buy you before they buy a product, right? So if you're looking to try something different, if you're looking to get out of your comfort zone, start building yourself. And a great way to do that is social media. And social media, and that's what I began to learn over the last few months, is to let more people in. More people kind of want to see what's going on in your life. More people don't just want to always see the good stuff. It was hard for me to kind of let people in on the tough times last year because I just wasn't in that state to be open. I just wasn't in that state to allow people in to offer help or to offer support. And I wanted to do it my way. And I had to shed from all those different layers. And I think a big question that people might be afraid to ask when trying something new, when trying, like I said, a new business, trying a new gig, a new opportunity, a new way of eating, is show me how. What do I do? Because so many of us think we know exactly what to do. we know everything, and that allows us to learn nothing. Where you flip that, you don't know anything, that allows you to learn everything. And I think that flip of mindset might trigger a lot of people to try something new and to reach out and to ask for help. And that goes back to the referral programs, the affiliate marketing, the network marketing, all these things where you're helping each other get better because it's a team game. And that resonates with me. Why? Because I played basketball my whole life. Now, I'm not saying these kind of types of businesses and these types of things to try is for athletes only, but I just like winning with people. I like when people succeed. I like when people have success. I like when others shine, because growing up, I wanted to make sure we won. And now it's more, how can everybody win, but not only financially, but with their health. And that's kind of the model I'm kind of creeping in on. And that's the win-win model. And that's a win-win model that many of us might be looking for. How can, if I'm cranking 40 hours a week at a job, or if I'm doing this and I'm bending over heels to get this done, yet my health is dropping, my wealth is increasing. Remember, everything's got to be in balance. That balance will find its way somehow. Either your health will start deteriorating and you're going to have to pay for that health back, or sometimes if you just take care too much of yourself and you kind of just don't want to get uncomfortable, that wealth might decrease, and you got to find that balance in between. And I think being able to share something with people, and for me, my vehicle has been water. I share water with people, and that is a part-time, soon-to-be full-time business, because the way the company works, they want to give back to people. They don't want to keep all the money. As iPhone instead. If you buy an iPhone, they cost, I don't know, maybe a couple $100 or less than $100 to make, but they're marked up $1,000. And where does that $700 go? It goes back to the company. That's conscious consumerism. Now, I'm not saying don't go buy iPhones, but say if I get a new iPhone 10 and I tell my buddy to go get one and he does, I say, nice, cool. Now we both have iPhones. Now what? Well, he might go tell 5 people to get the new iPhone 10 because of the new feature. So we all do this already. We're already sharing things. Oh, did you see the Lakers? Oh, did you see that new thing? Oh, I got these new shoes. Oh, dude, you should definitely buy that new Polar watch. We're referring people left and right every single day. We're sharing already. However, nothing's coming back because we're sharing. So it kind of puts us in that position of giving, telling. But at the same time, you want to be open to receiving. And that's what's great about the business that I'm doing, is that by just sharing who you are, by connecting with people, by helping them, by educating them, by giving them a vehicle, by helping them with their health issues, maybe their emotional problems, anything, business mentoring, coaching, you're going to have a win-win situation. So those are kind of just the points that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And there's so much more to touch on. But if we go back to the 168 hours, just to kind of sum up kind of this whole video, again, it's a very broad video, and I'll be going more in depth as time goes on. But you have 160 hours of your week, minus all the fixed things. So again, your work, your kids, eating, sleeping, exercise, and any kind of weekly commitments. Take that minus the 168. Whatever you have left, that's your time that you can create for yourself. Because a lot of people will say, well, I don't have time to do that. Well, instead of I don't have time to do that, what is your priority first? Or how can we make time to do that? Just like I can't afford something. Instead of I can't afford, it's how can I afford it? How can I do that? Show me how. Show me how I want to learn. And so just take that notion and you'd be surprised how many hours are left. And from those, of those priorities, how many can be self-development or something where you're just educating, learning? Maybe someone who's financially looking for a new gig, income producing activities, the IPAs, understanding where your dollar is going, to what corporations. Are you gonna support your buddy's business and share that, or are you gonna keep giving your money to big corporations who don't really care about the consumer, who've research shown that they have toxic chemicals in their products, that they're hurting the environment? Where your buddy next door who's trying to start his business, trying to get things rolling, trying to share, and you're kind of just like, nah, I'm good, man. It's all about helping each other. And that's the model that I'm going to be following for the rest of my life. Is it's not me, it's we. And another way to do that is start building your brand, whether that's on your social media. It's such a great tool now. You can go post something every single day, take a few Instagram, stories, these are things I never used to do. I never saw the value in it because I was thinking in a different perspective. I was thinking of, oh, if I'm sharing my stuff all day, people are going to get tired of me. It's all about me. It's this. I don't have much to share. Or no, I do have a lot to share. And sometimes people just like communicating and engaging with somebody. And that's why I see social media as a great tool now to not only expand who you are as a person, but your business and your brand, because again, people buy you, not a product. And that applies for everything, really. Being able to make a living off being yourself. That's another thing that really hit home was, yeah, if I'm sharing, what's working for me, what to eat, what to drink, the products I'm taking, my lifestyle, my fitness, my mindset, my daily lifestyle routine, I'm not working, I'm just living. And as a byproduct, I'm hopefully getting others to figure out what works for them, connect their dots, and in return, it's nice to get a check from a company that takes care of you because they're all about giving back to people. And so it's a win-win. And for me with the water, it's been a win with health and a win with wealth. And those two go hand in hand because at the end of the day, without our health, there's not much we can do. We can do a lot without wealth, but over time, like I said, bills still happen, rents still due, clothes still need to be bought and whatnot, but you can use that wealth to then support a charity, to then start a nonprofit and other these things, to then and help another buddy get his business off the ground, then to go travel to see friends and family. It's to create that time freedom, creating multiple streams of income. And that's a whole nother topic. This is just kind of a vague, broad topic to help you understand how much time in a week you have, how much time in a day you have, because most people don't even realize how many hours they can take advantage of. Take whatever's left, and whatever's left with that, what are you going to do with that? Because that's your money. That's your bank account. That time, those 30 hours, those 40 hours, those 50 hours a week you have left over extra can change your life, because they changed mine. And I decided most of those hours I'm going to be educating and reading and learning, because that alone is going to build this bank account, my mind, my knowledge, which in the long term is going to take care of me because I know what's happening. I know what's going on, whether it's in business, in the human body, at our cells, with our health, all these things. I've done that. But now those other 40, 30 hours a week, I'm dedicating to a business where I can sit at home, connect with people on a phone call, on the laptop, through social media, answer their questions, talk to them, get to know them, figure out what they're looking for. And most of the time, everything they're looking for comes back to either health or wealth. They've got something going on physically, mentally, emotionally, or they're looking for a new opportunity. They're trying to make a career change. They're trying to find something different. They're trying to find their new niche, health and wealth. And I have a vehicle now through the Kangen Water that allows me to cover both. And so to me, that's a win-win model. And maybe at the end of the day, with the time you have left, what's your win-win look like? Not just win-lose, or if I'm working to make this amount of money, I got to give up more hours and this, and I don't want to do that, and I don't want to do this. Find your win-win, and from there, you'll have a good chance of pretty much changing a lot of things in your life. And anybody have any questions, fire away. Again, this will be on live replay. It's just a good way to kind of summarize how your weeks are going. Hopefully it kind of puts some things into perspective. But remember, we have more time than we think. We just have to get a little bit organized, create a little bit of a structure, literally see it on a piece of paper. Per week, I got 30 hours extra. What am I doing with that? Am I watching Netflix? Am I playing video games? Am I kicking back? Am I going out to socialize? And whatever choices I'm making, does that resonate? Does that flow in the same alignment of my goals? I can't make any money. God, I'm broke. God, I need help. God, money's tough. And yet every Saturday you're going out for happy hour. And every Friday you're going out to eat, spending a lot of money on dinner. Every Sunday you're going out to a brunch. And every time you're always watching a movie, you're on Netflix, you're playing a video game that you gotta promise you'll finish and never play again, but yet you keep playing. And does that resonate? So just challenges to you. Write your weeks out, put it on paper, see what you got, figure out what time you have left, figure out your IPAs, looking at bigger pictures, bigger options. And again, if you got questions on any of this kind of stuff, I didn't want to put it all in one video, but DM me, let's connect. I want to help you out and figure out what's your win-win. How can you create a win-win situation in your life, both health, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, and with your wealth, finances, income streams, job opportunities, helping each other, marketing, picking each other up, being each other's biggest fan. Once you find those two, got that balance, now you're winning every day. Thanks for joining. Tag someone, share this with somebody. Hopefully they don't take this one down because they took my last one down right away. They don't want me talking the truth about certain things about food, but we'll keep sharing. And hopefully you guys took a lot away from this. Share with others. I appreciate you jumping on, getting on this with me. It means a lot for those that tune in. And even those watching the replay, shout out to you for taking about 30 minutes of your day of those IPAs. Hopefully you got something out of this. So anyways, good night, everybody. Much love. I will see you on the next one, and keep looking forward to connecting you on the gram. Love y'all.